So if you're building with LLMs, you know this feeling, right? It's like you've got all this incredible power at your fingertips. But you're also standing on kind of shaky ground. We all want to build these amazing AI products, but the big question is, how do we actually trust what comes out of them? So look at this number, $12,889. This isn't some made-up number or a rounding error. Nope, this is the actual real-world cost of a single bug from an LLM in a production app. All right, let's really dig into this because this one story, it's the perfect way to kick things off. It's just a huge reminder that you can't just, plug an LLM into an API, ship it, and cross your fingers. Hope is not a strategy, especially when there's real money on the line. And the culprit behind that $12,000 bug has a name I'm sure you've heard a million times: hallucination. Yeah. It's basically when an AI just confidently makes stuff up. It could be inventing an API endpoint that doesn't exist, or maybe creating a fake legal case in a summary. It presents pure fiction as solid fact. And honestly, that's what makes it so incredibly dangerous. Okay, I know what you're thinking, especially if you're a developer. You're probably saying, hang on, we have tools for this, right? What about RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, where we give the model a bunch of context? Or what about fine-tuning it on our own data? And yeah, you're absolutely right. Those are the tools everyone reaches for. But here's the thing, and this is probably the most important point to get. RAG and fine-tuning, they're really just Band-Aids. Look, they definitely reduce the problem, but they don't eliminate it. And why is that? Well, because they don't change what an LLM fundamentally is. It's still just a super-powered prediction engine guessing the next most likely word. So you're still rolling the dice every single time. So if those tools aren't the final answer, what is? Well, we need a totally new way to think about this whole problem. Let's try to reframe it with a really simple analogy that I think makes everything just click into place. So check this out. On one side, think of your LLM as this brilliant, creative artist. It's fantastic at brainstorming, coming up with new ideas, but it's a little fuzzy on the precise details. Then, on the other side, you have the verification engine. We're talking about Qwed here, and it's the accountant. It's super strict, kind of boring, has absolutely zero creativity. But here's the kicker. It has never made a math mistake. Not one. And that just sums it all up, doesn't it? I mean, you would never hand your tax documents over to a painter and just hope it all works out. Of course not. So why on earth are we asking this creative, probabilistic artist to handle data that absolutely, positively has to be 100% correct? It's all about using the right tool for the right job. Okay, so that's the big idea, the artist and the accountant. But how does this partnership actually work in the real world? Let's break down the practical steps. The whole workflow is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. So, step 1, the artist LLM drafts a creative answer. But, and this is the most important part, before that answer ever sees the light of day, it gets sent for a formal review. That's when our accountant steps in. It goes through and verifies every single fact against a strict set of rules. It's not guessing, it's proving. And only when an output is mathematically proven to be 100% correct does it get delivered to the user. And that is the key difference right there. This isn't just another guardrail. It's not a simple keyword filter. We're talking about a formal mathematical proof of correctness. You're literally moving from, that looks about right, to I can prove this is right. And that, my friends, is a total game changer for building AI systems you can actually trust. Now, I know this all sounds really powerful and maybe even a little intimidating, but don't worry, there is a super clear, structured path to actually implement this yourself. And you know what the best part is? It's a completely free, totally open source course that's designed to walk you through it step by step. The whole course is laid out as a really clear learning path. In Module 1, you start with the crisis, so you really understand why this is so important. Then you get into the theory behind it all. After that, it's hands-on time. You'll actually build your very first verifier. And finally, you'll wrap up with advanced patterns for putting this stuff into production. It's the whole journey from what's the problem to how do I ship the solution. And just so we're crystal clear on who this is for, if you're a back-end dev, an ML engineer, maybe a tech lead who's responsible for shipping LLM-powered features, this course was made from the ground up specifically for you. We're talking directly to you. All right, so we've talked about the problem, those nasty hallucinations, and we've talked about the solution, pairing that creative artist with the reliable accountant. So now let's get to the best part. how you can start building trustworthy AI, like right now. And seriously, there are 0 barriers to getting started. The course, 100% free and open source. You can run everything locally on your own machine using Llama, which means, and this is huge, 0 API costs, nothing. If you've got some basic Python skills, you're good to go. That's literally all you need. So here's the bottom line. We, as developers, have to move beyond just hoping our AI gets it right. We need to start demanding proof, and your next step couldn't be simpler. Head over to the GitHub repo you see on the screen. Star the repo. It's a great way to support this kind of open source work. And then just jump right into Module 1. Because really, the question isn't if your app is going to have a costly hallucination, it's whether you'll be ready for it when it happens.